Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a devastating house fire in one eastern Kentucky county leaves one woman dead. And state lawmakers on both sides of the aisle agree to send financial help to people in western Kentucky.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 6:33 on Thursday, January 13th. Let's go back over and check in with Brandon. And it could be a really busy weekend for you.
Yeah, it could be. It's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. But boat show, I'll be down there on Saturday if we're still having that. But again, we'll keep you posted on that. It's on a schedule for now. On Friday, Evan will be down there doing live weather. I'll be down there doing some Facebook Lives on Saturday. But again, busy weekend all the way around, including weather-wise. Let's take a look, see what's going on this morning. And a little chilly, but not too bad as we head out the door. Temperatures in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So again, almost like daytime highs in some locations right now. Early in the morning, temperatures actually trying to go up just a hair. 49 today, actually 50 today with some scattered chances for rain. And then maybe some snow mixing in overnight as we drop into the low to mid 30s there in the overnight hours. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. Well, Kentucky State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting. It happened around 10 p.m. Tuesday night in Corbin. Troopers say they were trying to conduct a traffic stop when a car sped off. Police say that suspect drove into a nearby parking lot, hid behind an apartment building, and began shooting at police. A trooper fired back and hit the suspect. The suspect was taken to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The trooper is on administrative leave. A Wayne County man is accused of firing 2 weapons and threatening law enforcement officers. The sheriff's office says they responded to a shots fired call. They say when they announced themselves at the door, James Bell threatened to shoot them. After a brief standoff, authorities were able to talk Bell out of the home. Deputies found several guns and shell casings inside. 2 homes nearby were also hit by gunfire. Bell is facing wanton endangerment and terroristic threatening charges. Kentucky State Police said they're looking for a wanted man in the Harlan County area. 60-year-old Franklin R. Harmon is wanted for failing to comply with the sex offender registry. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. One woman is dead following a late-night house fire in Pike County. First responders received the call just after midnight Wednesday and turned up to the scene to find these homes engulfed in flames. 65-year-old Teresa Fields was found dead in the home. Though the fire is still under investigation and its cause unknown, troopers say this is a grim reminder for safety precautions during winter weather to avoid similar tragedies for other families.
We just want to take this moment to remind the public that as the weather does get colder, if you're using some kind of outside heating source, such as kerosene heaters or electric heaters, make sure those are clear of blankets or any other thing that may cause a fire hazard.
Community members say they will remember Phils as a loving, giving neighbor, always ready to give to those in need, even when she was in need herself. The devastation in Mayfield and Bowling Green, along with several other areas, was unbelievable. In total, 77 people were killed, and the cost of all the damage is still being assessed. Hundreds of people are still without shelter as well. The Kentucky House of Representatives passed a bill providing relief yesterday. Legislators on both sides of the aisle said Western Kentuckians need immediate financial help.
It will take years to fully recover and require further action by this body, but rebuild we will.
Some members of the House emphasized the need for continued funding on mental health services following the disaster. During last week's winter storm, Hope Center officials say they were able to help more than 150 people thanks to a new warming shelter. They say this allows them to be mindful of safety from the pandemic while also providing more warm spaces for people during a time when it's needed most. Because of pandemic restrictions, they're only able to usually help around 100 people within their main campus. But thanks to this new warming shelter, they're able to expand to help 50 more.
We also have some trailers set up as well as some spaces that we consider our quarantine area when someone is either exposed or tests positive for COVID, that we're able to manage that and mitigate the spread.
And thanks to the on-site Jacob's Hope Kitchen, the center can make sure everyone is fed as well. Some Lexington elementary students are learning about Martin Luther King Jr. with the help of some grocery bags. Their teacher has been organizing this project for 16 years. 3 of those years has been at Yates Elementary. Allie Blake has more on how this teacher is proud to continue this tradition.
Will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Michelle Thomas is an art teacher at Yates Elementary, and she continues to spread the message of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through art.
Well, I wanted a way to celebrate this important holiday with the community and to show, to step outside of our school and show our students that they can make an impact on the community.
Children kindergarten through 5th grade drew portraits of Martin Luther King Jr. on grocery bags. Thomas wanted students of all ages to take part in learning and making a difference.
As the students get older, and I've learned to take their cue and sort of where they're at and try to let them guide the discussion.
Thomas wants her students to know that they can change the world one day, and their voice matters. I asked the students what they found inspiring about Dr. King's message.
Because he was a very inspirational person and brave. He was a pacifist. He didn't believe in violence. Just because of our skin color doesn't mean that we can't be together.
About 400 of the student art grocery bags will be available to get your groceries in for free at Bryan Station Kroger from January 15th through the 17th. In Lexington, Allie Blake, WKYT.
2 Pike County natives are traveling to Boston later this year to take part in the Super Bowl of running, the Boston Marathon. Joel Thornberry and BJ Fuller have multiple marathons under their belts, but this one is for a good cause. The 2 are part of Team Red Cross and were tasked with raising $10,000 for the charity. Fuller said it's an honor to be chosen for the Team Red Cross, and we asked him what he takes to run a marathon.
It takes dedication, the willingness to put in the work. Most people don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I think I'll run a marathon today. It's a lot of hours of training, a lot of miles to run, lengthy, very lengthy, training program. There's some races I prepared a year in advance.
Thornberry was actually supposed to run in Boston in 2020, raise the $10,000, but then the race was canceled. Fuller is currently working towards the same goal of fundraising for the Red Cross.
641, good to see BJ there in that story. He's run Gray Matters in May that we have every year. This will be our 5th year, matter of fact. But anyway, this morning, getting back to the weather, we're looking at the temperatures that are on the cooler side, but not as cool as they normally would be this time of the year. 20s, 30s, and 40s. Been kind of consistent there. Hazard, the hot spot at 43. Jonesville, Virginia at 27. Across the region, you can see some of that colder air already trying to pull in there from the north. But for the most part, we're still in the 40s all the way down into Tallahassee, Florida. And again, it's a cold air mass that's moving through here the next few days. Out the door forecast, we are going to see temperatures climb today to close to 50 degrees this afternoon. Scattered rain chances will pick up and are mainly cloudy skies later this afternoon. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. Thank you for joining us as well. The time is now 6:42. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Lawmakers on the January 6th committee request to speak to the top Republican in the House.